If 1,000,000 people believe a bad idea, it's still a bad idea. Happy Tuesday, guys. I have been so reflective because my daughter will be taking off to college in less than 2 weeks. Pretty much right at 2 weeks. I've been doing a lot of thinking just about why is Avery so amazing? Because I'm going to miss her so much because she literally has been a joy every moment, every year of her life, even in her teens, her tweens, through high school. Did she have some attitude issues? Of course. Don't we all? But if you have seen my video on the rewind button, then you understand how I taught her grace with the rewind button. So if she had a bad idea, I would be like, do you need the rewind button, Avery Rose? And then she would hit it, and then I would go, and then she would get a second try with a better attitude, whatever she was talking about or asking me for, or whatever. So go back and check that video out. That's a good one. But I was thinking about co-parenting. So if you know me, you know I'm divorced. You know I was a single mom for 8 years because of my own poor choices that I made. Not that my first husband was completely free of imperfection. That's not it. But the main cause was my poor choices. If you don't know my story, get my book. It's all in there. It's called Don't Ever Tell. You can get it on my website, choose-different.org, or on Amazon. But I digress. I want to talk about co-parenting. The reason I started out with this video saying if 1,000,000 people believe a bad idea, it's still a bad idea, is because so many people believe in seeking revenge from their ex-spouse or for their ex-spouse. They want to get them back. They want to hurt them as bad as their ex hurt them, if I'm saying that correct. You understand what I'm saying. Now, the Bible actually speaks to this and says, revenge is mine, saith the Lord. So first, we're supposed to leave revenge up to God. We're not supposed to take that into our own hands. Second, the worst thing you can do to your children in a divorced co-parenting situation is try to get revenge and cause ill will for your children's parent, because that parent is still your children's mother or your children's father. And in my case, we only had one child. So for me to try to seek revenge, or for Avery's father to have tried to seek revenge for my poor choices, would have really only hurt Avery, would have damaged her tremendously. So one of the things that her father and I always did well and agreed on was parenting. We decided a long time ago, you guys, that we gave it our best shot, meaning we gave it our best shot at marriage. We failed, unfortunately, okay? Avery should not have to pay, our child should not have to continually pay for our failure, meaning we decided to leave the past in the past. We decided that now it was no longer about Christy Neal or Michael Neal. It was all about Avery. We set our differences aside. Was this always easy? No, it wasn't. And I would say it was probably even more difficult for Avery's dad than it was on me. But I commend him greatly. And we've had talks about this, that we are so grateful, you guys, that we decided to forgive each other for each other's shortcomings. I had to forgive him for his shortcomings. He had to forgive me for my shortcomings. We had to decide to make it about our child, not about revenge, not about me trying to make my child's father's life more difficult, or about him trying to make my life more difficult, because really and truly, guys, that only trickles down to the child. It makes the child's life more difficult. I promise you, you are only hurting your child. So I just beg of you, if you are in a co-parenting situation, or maybe you're about to get a divorce, or maybe you're thinking about getting a divorce, I beg of you, whatever you decide, always from this point forward, put your child first. So if you're not divorced yet, I would highly, 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 highly recommend praying for God to give you an inkling, just an inkling is all you need, of want to work on your marriage, so you can always have your child with you and not have to share holidays and watch them pack up a bag and go back and forth and back and forth. You have no idea what that's like until you have lived it. And I think I've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. My second marriage has turned out well. You know, we have beaten the statistics. But both my current husband and I agree, if we had a time machine, we would go back and make different choices because of the hurt that we brought the children. So if you are thinking about getting divorced, or you think that's going to be the answer to your problems, it's not. Actually, divorce is just starting a new set of problems. You know, it's not really a solution. It's just exchanging one set of problems for a new set of problems. Not that sometimes divorce isn't what needs to happen. I'm not saying that. But if you have an inkling of desire to work on your family, man, take it and run with it, and ask God to expand that inkling, to fan the flame for you, so you can have wisdom and discernment for your family and save your family. So first, family first always. But the next best plan B, which is where we landed, is to always be cordial with your ex, always be helpful. I really have to commend Avery's dad. He was always helpful, and I was always helpful, meaning if family was coming into town and we needed to make some changes in the schedule, we worked with each other. And our theme, me and Avery's, is it always works out. It always works out. Because the last thing you want to do is build more anxiety into your child. And if you are using your child for communication, like the avenue to communication to your ex, that is not good. That is not good, guys. That's too heavy on a child. A child should not have to be in the middle of that. And you know, I'm always an open book. If you have any questions for me, you can reach out to me via my website, choosedifferent.org, or you can email me directly, Christy@choosedifferent.org. I can share with you some of the things that we put into practice for our co-parenting. But I just have to give, huge kudos. I've gotten so many people reaching out and saying that I'm a wonderful mom, and I really appreciate that. I really do. Thank you so much. But I want you to know that the truth of that is me on my knees many times, guys, hundreds of times, asking God for wisdom and help, because I didn't want my daughter to pay for my shortcomings. So we've got to bring it back to the kids. And I prayed and prayed and prayed for Avery's dad, because I'm telling you, the best way to bless your kids is to bless your ex. I'm telling you, it's the best way. Because if you have two thriving parents, you have a thriving child, a happy, emotionally well-balanced child. I know I'm rambling, but it was just on my heart to talk about co-parenting. The fact that no matter how ugly the divorce or how ugly the situation that birthed the divorce was, and mine was very, very ugly, get the book, the child does not have to suffer again and again and again and again, right? The child does not have to continually suffer through the childhood, through the parenting. You can co-parent in a cohesive, kind, loving, respectful way. And that's one thing I never allowed my daughter to do, was to disrespect her father. I do not allow that. And he did not allow disrespect of me. You must build respect in your child for their parents. It's a must. It's a must. So decide to forgive each other. Decide to let revenge be the Lord's. That's in the book, in the Bible. Check it out. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Leave that to God, and pray for your ex, even if they're not behaving, even if they're trying to make your life a living heck. Pray for them. That is the best thing you can do for your child. I promise you. I have lived it. I have lived it. I have lived it. And reach out to me if I can help you in any way, or if I can mentor you. I'm just a regular person, counting down the days till my daughter leaves to go to college. And that Tuesday video is going to be interesting. I'm going to be pitiful, I'm sure. But you guys have an awesome Tuesday. Thank you for listening to me ramble, all two of you. And I'll see you next week. Bye.